Hey guys, my name is Aaquib Jaleel,
And I am Mr. Kev.
and this is our podcast called
Random.
As. I'm a comedian. I've been doing comedy for the last 3 years, and
I am a musician. And I am sexy.
and
Let's
he
move on.
knows it. Random As Flick.
Welcome, guys. Today, before we start, this is going to be the first episode.
We have a disclaimer.
Yes. While we show you the disclaimer, Aaquib, please.
Disclaimer, this is a disclaimer. Remember, this is a disclaimer. If you can't read, be an illiterate person. You're illiterate. You should not be on this channel. Bye. You have enough time. It's enough.
I think we're done.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, cool. All right, guys. If you didn't read the disclaimer, joke is on you.
Ha?
Ha.
Ha.
Ha ha.
I have the last laugh.
Okay.
And you deserve it. So, it's a Joker reference.
Cool.
Anyway, today's topic is about Lilly Singh.
Who's Lilly Singh, da?
You don't know who Lilly Singh is?
I don't know who Lilly Singh is. You tell me who Lilly Singh is.
Do you want me to tell?
Please.
Okay, I'll tell you, bro. Okay. So it's about this girl. Okay, can we take out her wiki?
Wiki?
Yeah, pull out her wiki.
Okay. Lilly Singh, Google search, and then we head down, scroll.
To her wiki page. Would you like to do a dramatic reading, or shall I do the dramatic
Please do the dramatic.
Lilly Singh, born on September 26, 1988, a Canadian YouTuber, comedian, talk show host, and actress, formerly known as I Superwoman I.
It's like I Captain.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
In 2017, she was ranked 10th on the Forbes list of the world's highest paid YouTube stars because there were only 10 highest paid YouTube stars at that point. Random As Flick!
Okay, but was that really there on? Okay, it's not.
I added it today.
Go
So
on.
earning a reported 10.5 million. What the hell? $10.5
$10.5
million.
million. Yeah, 10.
For her.
Okay,
Okay,
go on.
sorry.
Dude,
Singh was.
they never asked you how much you'll pay for Lilly Singh.
So Singh has been featured in the annual YouTube Rewind ever since 2014. Forbes named her one of the 40 most powerful people in comedy in 2019.
Okay. Aaquib, I know you have a few words. Hold it.
Oh God.
Hold
Okay.
it. Hold it. Yeah.
Okay. She's what again?
She is a
Bisexual woman of color who has her own talk show, guys.
Yes, that's what we are here to talk about.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the first episode of Lilly Singh's A Little Late with Lilly Singh?
If you haven't, it's okay. I'm kidding.
But,
Me and Kevin have been talking about this back and forth for some time now. And Kevin, why don't you start off with why you like the show or why you dislike the show?
So I personally don't like the show yet, but I'm waiting to see where it grows to. To be honest, if you've seen the first episode, I did not like it one bit. At the moment, there are a few segments that I kind of like, but I don't think her segment is good. The first episode that we saw, right?
The monologue. Oh my God.
The monologue, as if it was.
Wait, I'll show you a dramatization of Lilly Singh's monologue. Okay? Yeah, dramatization producer. That's how I'll say it. Okay? If you have a problem with it, Random As Flick. Thank you.
Anyways.
I just live for those.
I actually thought it was just men, pussy, yeah, pussy, yeah. I mean, I've been saying that all this while.
All this while,
for
and
my
I'm
entire
going
life.
These opinions are Kevin's alone.
But honestly, I didn't think the monologue was great, or the first show. The
first episode of the show was great. Yeah.
Good.
And there was a rap portion also, which I thought was just why. Your cold opening was actually a cold opening. How is that possible?
Wait, dude. So her old stand, or she keeps reiterating that she is a
Bisexual woman of color. And that is the most undermining thing I've ever heard.
Actually, yes.
Ever. Why?
I mean, dude, so why we have this problem is, we spoke about it. Lilly Singh isn't really the first woman
Exactly.
to host a late night talk show. That has to be Samantha Bee. And I have a very opposing opinion, compared to Lilly Singh's. Like, I loved Samantha Bee when she started off.
You say loved?
Yeah, I actually loved Samantha Bee.
Why?
Dude, I really like her segment. I like her cadence. She reminds me of someone who's really funny. Okay, so I loved Samantha Bee, but a few months in, I did not really hold on to it because it was mostly bashing men and like entire episodes of just men, you guys know, men, you guys know, and you need to understand. I was a fan of Samantha Bee, and I desperately want her to go back to material that actually makes sense and less of man bashing.
But see, don't you think that's the problem that's being set right now? People like Samantha Bee, who has slowly started going more into this woke culture setup. And I see, this has to be understood from here on out that whatever we say is an opinion. This is like the last time I'm going to say it, because at the end of the day, when we talk about woke culture, it's just the fact that we watch talk shows and we love comedy, we love the art form, and hence when we are presenting these parts of the show, it's important that you understand that it's coming from a place of like what is going to happen to comedy or what can happen to talk shows in general.
You've always told me comedy is subjective, and Lilly Singh's humor hasn't really hit me all that well. But you know who else hosts a late night show on the same network? It's Seth Meyers.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, and I don't find Seth Meyers funny. Like maybe one or two jokes I go huh, and the others are just, I mean, yeah, okay. But the difference is Seth Meyers has a better structure. And he has the same thing that Lilly Singh talks about. He has except that he is a white man. But
Which
like his writer.
which obviously means he's funnier.
Wow, dude. Random ass flick!
I deserve that one. No, listen, context matters. Don't take me out of context. Just because he's white doesn't mean he's funny. I'm brown. I'm hilarious.
I'm going to make a remix of this, like with demonizing Aaquib. You know why he is funny? He is a white man. That's going to be remix. He is a white man.
I'm screwed.
He is a what? He's a white man. What?
Why am I being part of this? This is the worst part of the show.
Self-roast. Anyways.
Yeah.
So I actually find Seth Meyers okay, but his structures are really good. He has a well-structured show. And also, he has the same thing that Lilly Singh talks about, an all-inclusive writer
like
team.
complete, yeah.
Issue that we sort of have here is that she's not representing the best.
Yeah, the best, like the talent out there right now, especially for brown people. Like there's so many of them out there, like Hassan Minaj. Hassan Minaj. Random ass flick. I'm so sorry. I know there is like other ones, but you don't care because I'm also brown. So.
But yeah, so I mean,
I feel like, see, I actually have good opinions about these things.
No, but
I can't handle it. It's just there is so much shit about this, man.
True. I'll give you an example. Have you guys you've heard of this? What is that? Black Panther. Yeah. All black cast and all black crew. Am I using the right term? I'm gonna come under cancel culture, but. But yeah, it was an ethnic thing for them, and what they put out was above standard.
It was a beautiful
film.
piece of film.
And you had good music along with it that represented their tradition and whatnot, and you have films like that coming up one after the other, and I guess that's something that you're talking about, like in terms of representation, we are not getting the best out of it.
Yeah.
Like in terms of be it for the bisexual community over here, or the women, or the
brown people.
right?
And a bigger issue I see is that she also brings in a lot of newer people to the idea of talk shows. And when I say newer people, I'm talking about kids, dude. Like kids are now coming in watching her show, and that is very scary to me, because what she's right now doing is saying things like, there's a segment in the show where she starts dancing to hate comments.
Yeah,
All of you must have seen that.
Yeah.
At least I did, sadly. So the reason I also commented disappointed she didn't dance to that hate comment because it was funny. It'll break the show. So, I'm not sorry, Lily. Random as flick. Because every time, during that whole piece, right, what really, really triggered me was that the hate comments were really good points. That was my main issue. There was a point where the comment comes in and says, why are you combating racism with racism? And she's like, what?
But
by the way, which is not a trend that she created, but just took it from the internet, which is so original. Okay, now this is an important thing we have to discuss, which is that if she does do, if she's given the time and the show still fails, what does that entail for anybody besides her?
yeah, I mean, it shows that people won't be very confident on people of color who are bisexual, who is also women.
Yeah.
But then again, I've seen Sonic, dude. The Sonic trailers are a good example of like people getting outraged and going like, "What the fuck, flick?" And then, and then it eventually got better, dude. To be very honest, that was the case.
Yeah, it definitely got better because like 10 million people are like, we don't like it, bro. What's happening, bro? I'm sorry, this mic is like this, okay?
It's loud, ah.
It's
Random
the best flick.
Considering the outrage, right? Because there are, actually speaking, there are a lot of people who are outraged about it. Like in terms of, like people like us who really didn't find it all that great. And like you mentioned earlier, or you didn't mention, but when we spoke about this, you mentioned that the television network is going to look at TRP ratings.
Yes.
And if it's not going to do enough sales for them, it's going to tip. Like the show is not going to do all that great, and they're probably going to.
No, my point is that people end up looking at the show itself, and the reason that there's a lot of eyes on the show right now specifically is because we keep talking.
Yeah,
about it, right?
it's because of the controversies,
Yes.
right? Yeah, but then again, that's the point that we are trying to. That I'm trying to talk about in terms of like her segment is yet to get structured. I feel, I mean, given time, if she takes the outrage and tries to pick out the criticisms and choose the criticisms wisely, obviously, and rectify those, I'm pretty sure she'll come out of it successfully.
But do you see that happen? Because if you look at most of her shows right now, every segment deals with the idea that she is brown, that she is woke, that white men are devils, and it's just continuing that same spectrum of thought.
You know, if
And
you know
dude,
what is, dude, you should know about this.
What?
If you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, yielding the same result, what do you call yourself?
Insane.
Stupid.
No, what? Thank you for plugging my show. Random ass flick.
And yeah, Lilly Singh does have a lot of criticisms, against her ripping off jokes. Oh yeah, there is also that controversy.
Guys, go look up compilation videos. There are compilation videos. It's 2 minutes long, but there are compilation videos. Okay?
And we are not joking. There are definite parallels of, not even parallels, outright rip-off of segments of Lilly Singh's.
Yeah.
But that's where I am kind of hopeful that, if these people learn from their criticism, there's nothing. I mean, I don't think they can stoop lower than this. You honestly have something to say about this?
See, my major issue is that if you are setting precedents, it is very important that you realize that you have that much power. She is considered to be one of the more powerful people in comedy.
True.
Which is scary to me. Because that means she dictates what comedy is. She can dictate what comedy is. Sorry. She can dictate what comedy is. She can dictate what should be watched. And that is scary to me. And especially something like NBC having her on the show, like producing the entire show, is also very scary to me because they're a TV network and all they really care about is numbers.
But then again, you do realize that people are, the network is taking them up only because she has a following. And she has a huge following. Dude, there's someone called Lele Pons. Do you know who Lele? उसका Lele.
No, Lele Pons is a whole different video. It's a whole different video.
But then, dude, she has a following, dude.
And that's not scary to you?
I mean, that.
If that's just not... See, this is what scares me. It's overtly sexual things said to kids. Okay? That's the problem here. Dude,
Yeah, actually,
in her monologue, I'm going back to Lilly Singh. Because
the
that's
previous one was Lele Pons.
Yeah. But for Lilly Singh also, her prime audience are kids. And they do watch her show, especially on YouTube.
True.
And now she's pushing for A Little Late with Lilly. They're watching only this. And now they have an opinion that, yeah, this is what funny is. This is what women should be. This is what men are. And do you know how scary that is?
No,
Dude, impressionable kids.
That is true. See, I don't agree with a lot of her opinions on the show. And especially, we've already sort of established that she does not really, stand up for the morals that she sets or the standards that she sets. For herself, actually, for everyone else, actually, to be very honest, she sets very high standards and she expects.
For some reason.
Yeah, I mean, and she herself has countered herself, like, several occasions.
She says that this is what things should be. You shouldn't say such things, and then says the same shit that you're not supposed to say.
But unfortunately, people are ironic, dude. Like that's sort of how.
I don't think she knows what irony is. That's my biggest problem here. No, also. A big issue finally that I want to just point out is that at the end of the day, after representation is done, after all of that is done, this is what talk shows might be from now on.
I highly doubt it because we have Hasan Minhaj who has a wonderful structured show.
Yeah, and Hasan Minhaj has been on Lilly Singh's show. What does that tell you? What does that fucking tell you? Hey guys, Hasan Minhaj likes Lilly Singh. Lilly Singh must be right. That's a scary place to be, is all I'm saying.
That is true. But that's sort of like saying, just because Aaquib is standing in front of me, I agree with Aaquib.
You should.
Yeah.
I know. This is open discourse. It's open discourse. That's what it is. That's what we believe in. Random as flick. I feel like that small...
that went badoom.
But I'm better than Kevin. So, I'm kidding. I love Kevin. He's better than Hasan Minhaj. So... I feel like...
Netflix! Where are you?
Come on, take the show.
This face, man.
What's the show called, Kevin? What's the show called?
Random as flick!
Anyway.
Call us.
My number is...
73583.
This might be an actual
20.
number.
Do not take it
It's actually a real number. Okay. Anyway. Final thoughts?
Yes. Go on, man.
Final thoughts. Lilly Singh, you are probably a terrible, horrible, horrendous human being. Random as flick. But in truth, I think that if you are going to be the YouTuber that is going to get her own talk show and you are also representing brown culture and women and the LGBTQA, I think you have a huge responsibility to your audience and to your fans that what you say is what's going to be heard, and I think you need to up your game. Cool? Awesome. Final thoughts, Kevin?
Take criticism. I know dancing is all fun and shit, but that's just stupid. Please don't.
Come for my show. Is this getting me more tickets?
Dude, I don't know if it's sexually, like, come for my show.
One of the producer's friends.
I mean, he goes this on me. I'm trying to be serious over here. Lilly Singh. Sorry about that. I love you, and I don't.
Random as flick.
But to be very honest, you guys should take criticism and work on it. Not like this guy who dances for every criticism. Like Lilly Singh, but better. He can do a worm.
Random as flick.
Anyways, so coming back to it, if you take up criticism, if you better your show, if you better your segments, there's one segment that I really like, which is, have you seen this, where she brings in the writers and shreds them. So that is one segment I really thought was innovative. I don't know if it was ripped off again. Speaking of shredding. But
Credibility doesn't exist.
but then again, that's one segment that I genuinely thought was unique and really good. It had genuine laughs. I laughed out in that particular segment. But the others definitely need some working. You guys really need to work on your critics. I mean, listen to your critics. That being said, guys, I'm Mr. Kev.
My name is Aaquib.
And-
If you like the show, like, share,
And subscribe.
and don't forget to hit that bell icon.
How do you do bell icon, dude? This one, no?
No, this is your head. Bell icon. Get it? Get it? Okay. Now, how Lilly Singh does her segment now. Copyright free music. That's the way we go about it. Out.